Hey, welcome to Ark Short Guides, and this is the first one. When you spawn for the first time, do not go and punch a tree. Go pick up an explorer note right over there on top of that hill. When you pick up an explorer note, you will get levels instantly. If you get 10 to 20 explorer notes, you can be around level 70 and unlock every engram you need for the early game. Before you move on to the next one, I appreciate if you subscribe. Hey, welcome to Ark Short Guides, and this is the second one. I call this the easiest and the most useful first tame. You can tame your first dino with literally nothing. You don't even need a pickaxe like crystal wyverns. So come to this spot on Wallgear and pick some rock carrots. Get like 50 carrots. Then you can run around and look for a horse on this spot. But I like to run all the way here because it is most of the time very safe and secure. Also, after you tame the horse, you can gather narco berries really fast. You won't need another berry gatherer for a long time. Knock out the sheep that spawns right here in the same spot, and then you can tame your second dino, Pteranodon. But you're gonna need a pickaxe for the mutton. But use hatchet for getting more hide. Use the hide from the sheep to make bolas. Now you don't even need a bow. You can just bola and knock out the PT with your horse. Horse's saddle. It is a mobile mortar and pestle. Before you move on to the next one, I appreciate if you subscribe. Hey, welcome to Ark Short Guides, and this is the third one. Getting the chitin or the keratin to make your first flyer saddle is always a challenge. But here, if you tame a horse and get a hatchet, you can get the chitin you need from the scorpions that spawn around here. Knock them out with your horse and get the chitin you need while they are sleeping. After that, you can run down and get some hide from the sheep and make your first Pteranodon or RG saddle. Before you move on to the next one, I appreciate if you subscribe. Hey, welcome to Ark Short Guides, and this is the fourth one. If you manage to get yourself a PT and a saddle, you can fly to this area and get as much as keratin as you want in just few seconds. These bones are insanely rich, and they will give you so much keratin you won't believe it. Just harvest them with your Pteranodon and fly away. You can also harvest the bones with tools, but the location is not really easy to reach on foot. Before you move on to the next one, I appreciate if you subscribe. Hey, welcome to Ark Short Guides, and this is the fifth one. This is Merrill, and this is Ankylo. Before they introduced Tech-Skiff and Magmasaur, this Ankylosaurus was the solo ruler of metal farming, and you will want to level up melee, not wait to carry more. Because even though when the Ankylo cannot move when it's encumbered, it can still hit and exceed its weight limit. And if you have more melee, you will get more metal each hit. Every time you swing that tail, you will get more and more metal, balanced with your melee. So you're gonna get a heavy flyer like an RG and level up the weight, and you'll carry the Anky around. If you have a tri-mate, you can stay in the air, but if you are solo, you need to drop the Ankylo near the metal nodes and ride it, swing the tail. Move the Ankylo to another place with the RG. If the metal nodes are close to each other, you can move around the Ankylo with a whip. Even it's encumbered, it will still move a little bit with the whip. Before you move on to the next one, I appreciate if you subscribe. Hey, welcome to Ark Short Guides, and this is the sixth one. This is stone. This is Doedicurus. You're gonna use this dino to farm stone, and you will want to level up melee, not wait to carry more. Because even though when the Doed cannot move when it's encumbered, it can still hit and exceed its weight limit. And if you have more melee, you will get more stone each hit. Every time you swing that tail, you will get more and more stone, balanced with your melee. Get a heavy flyer like an RG and level up the weight. and you'll carry the droid around. If you have a tribe mate, you can stay in the air, but if you are solo, you need to drop the droid near the stone nodes and ride it, swing the tail. Then move the droid to another place with the RG. If the stone nodes are close to each other, you can move around the droid with a whip. Even it's encumbered, it will still move a little bit with the whip. Also, droid is different than Ankylo. It can auto attack when it's nearby a node, but only until it gets half full. When it's half full, it won't swing its tail, but still level up the melee. Before you move on to the next one, I appreciate if you subscribe. Hey, welcome to Ark Short Guides, and this is the 7th one. This is a tree, but that's a wood for us. And this is a beaver. You're gonna use this dino to farm wood. And yet again, you will want to level up melee, not wait to carry more. Because even though when beaver cannot move when it's encumbered, it can still hit and exceed its weight limit. You will get more wood each bite. Every time you bite that tree, you will get more and more wood balanced with your melee. So you're gonna get a heavy flyer, like an RG, and level up the weight. And you'll carry the beaver around. If you have a tribe mate, you can stay in the air, but if you're a solo, you need to drop the beaver near a tree and ride it. Bite the tree, move the beaver to another place with the RG. Also, if the trees are close to each other, you can move around the beaver with a whip. Even it's encumbered, it will still move a little bit with the whip, just like the droid. It can auto attack when it's nearby a node. That node is a tree until it gets half full. When it's half full, it won't bite anything, but still again level up the melee. Before you move on to the next one, I appreciate if you subscribe. Hey, welcome to Ark Short Guides, and this is the 8th one. This is a Terry, and this is a motorboat, and we're gonna go to the swamp. Here's the logic here. The trees should be in the water, so we can move around and move into them with our boat. So the boat will carry all the wood, and our Terry can keep harvesting wood because boat is moving it. This is a two-man job, just like most of the farming on official with no mods. But on this single player, I'm gonna have to drive the boat into a tree, leave it, and then ride the Terry, use the gloves, and then move again. This way you can slot cap your Terry with wood. When it's done, you can use an RG to carry all the wood back to your base, or a tech suit, which you can fly when encumbered. Even if you are full of wood, you can fly with a tech suit back to your base. Before you move on to the next one, I appreciate if you subscribe. Hey, welcome to Ark Short Guides, and this is the 9th one. Where to build your base? In caves. Of course, always you build your base in caves, but most of the time you can't just build your starter first base in a cave. So what should you do? Well, it's up to you. It depends on your playstyle, but I always try to build in these hard areas. In every map, hard means hard for PvE, for environment, for wild dinos. So hard PvE makes it easy for PvP, but of course early PvP. Any place that you cannot spawn and run to is good for your starter base. Any place that is surrounded by dangerous wild dinos is good for your starter base. You deal with them and you have a head start. If you build in the middle of a spawn point, everyone will be coming for you, and that will slow your progress massively. Before you move on to the next one, I appreciate if you subscribe. Hey, welcome to Ark Short Guides, and this is the 10th one. You up in the sky and you forgot to check your flyer's stamina, and now you are falling. So what to do now? Jump off and open your parachute immediately. Whistle your flyer to follow. Now wait 5 seconds and then grapple back to your flyer. So as you can see, its stamina gets refilled. When you're not on it, flyers will not lose any stamina. They can rest in the sky. Now you can keep flying. Before you move on to the next one, I appreciate if you subscribe. Hey, welcome to Ark Short Guides, and this is the 11th one. This is Wallgear Aberration zone, and I am flying. You can't really fly, but they can fly. You just can't ride them. Logic out the window. Now whistle them follow to get them to take off. If you just whistle move, they will walk and they will not fly. Now, when they are flying, grapple them and whistle move. Move here, move there. It will be slow, but you will be flying in the Wallgear Aberration. This doesn't work on the Aberration map because you can't have flyers there. Before you move on to the next one, I appreciate if you subscribe. Hey, welcome to Ark Short Guides, and this is the 12th one. If you fall from the sky border and you have 440 HP, what do you think is gonna happen to you? You will survive the fall. Yes, you will. Wait and see. That's it, I'm alive. Didn't I told you that already? And I think this is a pretty good tip. Do you wanna leave a like for that? And I'll see you on the next one. Before you move on to the next one, I appreciate if you subscribe. Hey, welcome to Ark Short Guides, and this is the 13th one. If you fall from a certain height, you will take something called fall damage. It is the same if you fall with a dino, but only if you are riding it. If a dino, wild or tame, falls from a somewhere high up, it will not take any damage. So this is a bug or a glitch, but it's not getting fixed, so it's a feature. When you're falling with a dino, if you dismount right near at the point when you're gonna touch the ground, neither you nor your dino will take any damage. If you dismount too early, you might take a little damage, but that's okay. The game considers your fall from right where you dismount your dino. It takes that point. It doesn't take the point you start falling. So next time you're falling, don't forget to dismount when you're about to touch the ground. Before you move on to the next one, I appreciate if you subscribe. Hey, welcome to Ark Short Guides, and this is the 14th one. When you get that tedious swamp fever, you will want to get rid of that as fast as possible. To do that, you need to make an antidote, the lesser antidote. Instead of coming to the swamp that everyone hates, you can get horns. Says it right here, horns. Horns of death worms, but that's a no. And horns of woolly rhinos, that's a yes. These guys are easy to find and easy to kill. Kill 3 of them and get 3 horns. Now you got your lesser antidote. Drink the cure and find your peace. Also, if you can find ammonites and kill them, you can get the ammonite bile that can be used as well. I think they spawn underwater. Also, the food for rock drake babies, the nameless venom, can cure the swamp fever. And one more thing, you could use to transfer to scorched earth and get rid of the illness, but I'm not sure if that still works or not. Before you move on to the next one, I appreciate if you subscribe. Hey, welcome to Ark Short Guides, and this is the 15th one. Metal pick versus metal hatchet. You want wood? Use metal hatchet. For thatch, metal pick. For stone, metal hatchet. For flint, metal pick. Do you want some metal? Use metal pick. You want crystal? Use metal pick. You want some obsidian? Use metal pick. You want oil? Use metal pick. You want meat? Metal pick. You want hide? Metal hatchet. You want pelt? Metal hatchet. Chitin or keratin? Metal hatchet. You want salt? That's metal pick. You want sulfur? That's metal pick. You want some cactus sap? Use metal hatchet. Do you want some leech blood? Use metal hatchet. Do you want hide, pelt, meat? Get a chainsaw and find a sheep. You want a lot of wood? Use that chainsaw again. You want a lot of thatch? Get yourself a mining drill. You want more videos? Subscribe. Hey, welcome to Ark Short Guides, and this is the 16th one. Rushing for an industrial forge will not get you far unless you're doing a well-planned speedrun. I recommend to you use refining forges. 20 of them is exactly as fast as an industrial forge. Use the extra metal for making your base out of full metal and for turrets with bullets. If you can fill all these 20 refining forges with raw metal, then it is time for an industrial forge, not before. I've seen so many times people building an industrial forge and don't even get to use it properly. Before you move on to the next one, I appreciate if you subscribe. Hey, welcome to Ark Short Guides, and this is the 17th one. Tripwire narcotic trap can apply 240 torpor, and you can use this to tame dinos. The trick here is you just need to apply the last torpor with your rifle, crossbow, whatever. To set up a tripwire narcotic trap, you need 2 devices. Each one needs 15 narcotics, 3 CP, and 6 hide. So this is not really a cheap way of tranking out dinos, but it is easy and fast. Now, this dino has 2914 torpor. That means I need to set up 12 poison traps. Now, it's triggered the trap. Just wait for 5 seconds, and you can even check the torpor with your magnifying glass if the dino you're taming is not aggressive, because poison traps do not aggro the dinos. Now, I will apply the last shot. Here you go, it is tameable. Before you move on to the next one, I appreciate if you subscribe. Hey, welcome to Ark Short Guides, and this is the 18th one. Come here to Genesis, the ocean biome found somewhere near this spot, and swim to this platform. Track this mission if you don't know the way. After you reach this point, download your gear from this mission thing. All you need is a cryopod. and some mutton. I recommend getting flippers as well. A scuba tank is not really needed because of how Genesis waters works. Get geared up and just dive in. If you are unofficial, make sure to bring some preserving salt to increase the timer. Under the platform, as you can see, there will be a lot of basilos without a lot of mantas, and most of the time there won't be dangerous dinos here. If there are, you can easily outrun them with your flippers, and also you can get some help from the ocean platform. You can even tame multiple basilos while you wait. Easy tame. Cryo when it's finished, upload and get out. Before you move on to the next one, I appreciate if you subscribe. Hey, welcome to Ark Short Guides, and this is the 19th one. How stats works in Ark, and most importantly, what is fortitude? HP, so you can stay alive more. Stamina, so you can run more. Oxygen, you can stay underwater more. Food, more you have it, less you starve. Water, you don't die of thirst. Weight, you can carry more. Melee damage, you hit harder. Speed, you run faster. Crafting skill, you craft better, also you craft faster. The fortitude makes you stronger against cold and hot environments. This thing under that is you staying awake. If that hits 50, you'll get knocked out. Each point you give into fortitude adds certain amount to you staying awake. So if I give 10 points to this, I'm gonna stay awake more and sustain more poison. Also, if I get knocked out, I will wake up faster. But this is not a proper stat allocation, and this is something close. You can change things if you want, like a little bit more stamina or full melee, whatever you like. Hey, welcome to Ark Short Guides, and this is 20th one. You can get hurt by your own poison wyvern's poison breath. If you are not careful, you can get killed by your own wyvern. To prevent that, you can just wear a hazard helmet, and that will make you immune to the poison. Before you move on to the next one, I appreciate if you subscribe.